All right. It's your man, Earl, Sir-Earl, checking in. Today, I'm getting to it early. It is Saturday the 29th. Yep, Saturday 29th, about 1 o'clock, okay? So I am getting into it back on Saturday like I like to try to get the post up. Lately, I have been getting in on Monday. So, um, first thing is, miss my son. He's been gone about a week. He works for me up here in my studio in Homewood. Um, he went on vacation. He's in Disney, one of them Disney World, Disneyland, whichever one is in Florida. That's where he's at with his girlfriend. And I'm starting to discover and find out some new things like we actually give a vacation, pay one. I didn't know, never took one. So he's on his vacation. He's been gone all week. He will return, I think Sunday or Monday. He's going to be back. I know definitely by Monday. So definitely more used to him than I thought, because a lot of things that he do for us around here at the club is sorely being missed. So we definitely miss him not being here, miss him not being at home, even though he's not home a lot. I'm not home a lot. Just the fact that I know he's close by means a difference. So, shout out to him. Hopefully he's having a nice time. I know he's going to listen to the podcast. So, enjoy his time in Florida. He had his vaccination shots before he left, so he turned out pretty good. So, just wanted to say that he's gone. Been gone a week now. He left last Sunday. Just wanted to let don't miss him. So anyway, once again, like I said, this is your man, Sir-Earl, coming. Today is Saturday the 29th. Years flying past. We're in the 5th month already, or 6th month. In a couple of days, time is just speeding past. So, the topic that I wanted to discuss, okay, I heard a comment that they made on the radio. I don't like listen to the radio too often, but we'll play it up here for our clients while they're doing their cardio and stuff like that. Just happened to have the radio on, and I was listening to it, and they were making comments about the violence that's going on in the city of Chicago and what should be done about it. Well, first off, it's a subject that I know all too well. I grew up on that side, so I know what that side is. Inglewood, gangbanging, running the streets, getting in trouble, going to jail, robbing people, stealing cars, did all that. So I know what that side is like. I believe that majority of the problem that people have now, I don't have the answer. If I did, I'd probably be super, super rich. I don't have the answer for what's going on down there. It's just several things. One, I'm surprised that people are surprised. I think it gets a lot more attention because we have the use of social media today. When I was growing up down there, it wasn't no different. People got killed all the time. It's a very, very violent place. They say, probably one of the more violent areas of the city, if not the, it's definitely in top two. And it's a different experience. And what I'm finding out is that you have people that have no idea what growing up down there is like, trying to make judgments on different programs that they feel may or may not work. And this has been going on. I moved to Inglewood. I was 9 years old. I didn't leave from down there until I was in my mid-20s when we moved out south. So I lived down there quite a bit of time. I was actually born down there. I moved with my mom on 57th and Elizabeth when I was 9 years old. Before that, I lived with my grandmother who was on 70th and Green, which is still Inglewood. So 66 and Parnell. My whole life up until we moved out south was spent in the Inglewood area, one or another. Now they got West Inglewood and all this other shit. For me, when I grew up, it was just Inglewood. And we lived in one of the more violent districts, 7th District. If you remember, they had a big thing about Officer Burge, who he died, but he was living out in Florida. He had retired. And they were trying to send him in jail for torturing people, torturing inmates at the district. And that was the district that I grew up in. I ran across Burge a lot. You know, when you're in that area and you're arrested, they take you to the 7th District. You're going to get to know what they are like. And they were definitely some characters. You know, I've heard suggestions, like the other day, the lady on the radio was talking, oh, bring in the National Guards. And, you know, I've heard people, I know when we were there, midnight basketball and tournaments and all this, golfing and all this other crap. Whereas it means nothing to the people that are there. The best way to find out what's needed down there, everybody has an opinion. Oh, scholarships in schools and blah, blah, blah. They've tried it all. None of that shit has worked. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. So obviously what you're trying to bring to that area is not what the area wants brought to that area. You know, I think the best way, and like I said, I don't have an answer for it. The best way is to talk to the people, find out what they want. It's a different type, you know, a different type of place, you know. What they don't understand is that they look at it and say, hey, you know, you got these kids, they're carjacking people, they're robbing people, they're doing this, they're doing that. Well, the first thing people need to understand, okay, the problem with Chicago as a whole is drugs and guns, and then drugs, guns, and gangs, okay? No person in the hood owns an airplane, okay? So how are the drugs getting here? How are the guns getting here? We ain't the ones bringing it over, trust me. So the power, to me, the powers that be doesn't want it to stop. You know, it's like growing up down there is, you know, you put a lion in the jungle, okay? He was a zoo lion. Now he was cool. Now you put him in the jungle and he's trying to kill everything that moves. And you're saying, well, why? He was never like that. Well, he's in the jungle. He's doing as the jungle does. The people that are placed within poor inner cities, and it's just not Inglewood. You have in D.C., Baltimore, L.A. I mean, every city has one. They're doing what they have to do to survive. And people go, oh, well, you know, they're hurting innocent people or whatever. To them, they don't have respect for their lives. I know when I was growing up, I was always told by teachers, judges, police, parents, everybody, you're not going to live to see 16. So if I didn't think I would live to see 16, what would I care about your life? If I already know, because 98% of my friends are dead or in prison, I already know what my story is going to end. So why would I care about anybody else's story or their life? Because mine is already predetermined. I'm going to wind up dead or in prison, most likely dead. So that answers your question about why they don't give a shit about innocent lives. They don't care about their own life. And now you have people, you go in there and you try to mentor these people, you try to talk to these people. Like my brother's a pastor in Birmingham, Alabama, okay? And he said, and now he lived down there 16. I don't think he lived down there. It was an address. He left to the service long before the experiences that, you know, really come from that neighborhood. But he said all they need is, you know, you put an arm around them and tell them Jesus love them. Yeah, you're asking to get knocked upside your head and have your wallet taken. They ain't believing what you believe in. They don't want to hear that crap, okay? You have to understand something. When you're talking to these people, these people that grew up down there, and when you see their actions, you're looking at generations upon generations upon generations. You're trying to get through to the individual, and this individual has been born and bred to be what he is or she is, because it's been done through generations. So I know people that have lived through 4 generations in the same house. You know what I mean? So, your dad and uncles are in prison. Your mama's a crackhead. She been pimping you since you was 12. You've been a prostitute since you were 12 years old. That's all you know. That's all you know is crime, prison, and death. That's it. That's all you know. So now here you come talking about, oh, you can have a better life. They don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? That ain't their life. You're coming through there to talk. They have to live down there. You seen them 0.5% of the time. The other 99.5% of the time, their reality is, I can go outside and get killed tomorrow, which is a true reality for them, not for you, for them. So a lot of things like I heard a lady on the radio the other day talking about bringing a National Guard. Okay. National Guards are basically weekend warriors. So you're talking about bringing a guy in to control people who don't give a shit about authority. If the police, who this is their job, 24/7, can't control them, you're not about to get a weekend warrior in there to do anything except get his ass whooped and get his weapon taken. That's how it's going to go. So, all of these different things and agendas that people have, you're only offering what you think is best. You don't understand how they grow. It's like a person in Vietnam War to tell them, oh, well, you shot kids. Why did you do that? Well, because that kid was shooting at me. You know what I mean? So your experiences of growing up, not living down there, growing up down there. I know a bunch of people that live there. My ex-wife, who lived right across the street, lived down there. Her address was there. But with the private high school, then they ship you away to college. Whereas all the time, we liable to sit on the porch and get shot by a drive-by. It's happened many times. So you wonder why these guys always walk around with a gun, because either it's killed or be killed. If you don't have a killer's mentality growing up down there, you're gonna wind up a statistic, because somebody gonna try to take you out, and you have to be able to defend yourself. So by telling them, hey, get rid of your guns, good luck with that one. It's not gonna happen. That's their survival technique. There's no jobs down there. There's nothing. So that's why these people live the way they do. So I really think if we're going to try to help the inner city communities, not just Inglewood. I speak Inglewood because that's where I'm from. We have to first find out what's the best thing to do to help them. It's not school. I didn't go to high school. I didn't go to college. So it's not school for everybody. Some people it might. Trade school for some people it might, even though they took out all the trade schools. Midnight basketball for some people it might. It's not going to help the people that are out there disrupting, causing all the trouble, according to the sources, because that's what they do. You got the toughest of the tough. They ain't trying to play no fucking midnight basketball. You know what I mean? And they'll wait at midnight for you to come out so they can stick a gun in your head. So, the thing to me is that, first and foremost, the things that we are seeing, it's no different than what it's always been. I'm surprised when people are surprised. It's been like that. It's been violent in Chicago since Al Capone. I mean, you know what I mean? And that was what, 20s, 30s? It didn't just start. And people are trying to treat it and talk about it like it just started. No, you're starting to hear it more because of social media. So you're trying to act like you're concerned, when in reality, you're not. If it don't affect you, if they ain't drug you out of car or, shot one of your relatives, you don't really care. Let's quit acting like we do. We don't. Find out, talk to them, go down there, get involved, find out what it takes. Quit telling these people what you're going to do. Oh, I'm going to start this program. I'm going to start this program. I'm going to do this. They don't give a fuck about what you want to do. You have to find something that works for them. That would be my only solution, is to find out what it is, because even thugs don't want to be thugs. They, with their choices, I know when I was growing up, with my choices, I felt that was all I could do. And people say, "Oh, well, you made it out." I made it out due to a lot of blessings and a lot of prayers, because I was making the same dumbass decisions they were making. But in terms of, getting stabbed, getting shot, going to jail, all that, I did all that. I've been through all that stuff, seeing people's head busted open, throats cut, shot. I've seen all that stuff because I ran with a notorious street gang for a long time. So I actually lived that life. I grew up from that gutter. I've seen all those things. So just because someone tells you that that's their address, don't mean they live there. They don't mean they live that life. A lot of people can have an address down there. Shit, Jennifer Hudson's down there. But they don't live that life. They have that as an address. They grow up down there. They're cool. They get in, they get out. Okay, that ain't the people we're talking about. We're talking about the people who mama didn't pimp you out since you were 12 because she got a drug habit. Who daddy already in prison for 50 years because he done shot somebody. You know what I mean? Those are the people that we're talking about helping, all right? So, like I say, I don't know. I don't have the answers for how to change it. I just know what it is. I just know how they think. That's where I'm from. Lived that my whole life. So until next week, that's my opinion. Like I said, I try to talk about things that I hear that kind of move me in a certain way. So nothing is written down, nothing is scripted. Half time I don't even know what I'm going to talk about when I get on here. But that subject kind of, I wish that I could tell the people that's trying to do something, which I can. If I chose to, I choose not to. I can care less what y'all do. Your approach is not working. Violence is getting worse, and worse. But you fail to look at these dumbass fucking policies, curfews and National Guards and all this crap, and understand it ain't affecting them people. They're still living their life. So we have to come up with something else if we're trying to make a difference in their life and in that community. All right? And it's been that way since I was 9 years old when I went out there. It ain't changed. I'm surprised that you're surprised. All right. So until next week, this is your man Sir-Earl checking it out, saying, hey, let's try to find a peace. Try to find peace in some way. So we can all live a good life. A bullet don't have no name on it. So even if they shoot you, you're still dead, even if you don't live there. So until next week, this is your man, Sir-Earl, and I'm checking out. So check out the podcast next week. Like I say, I'm back to trying to get it done on Saturday and Sunday. It's always going to be posted on Monday. Look on your favorite social media platforms, Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, iHeart. It's on all of them. It's My World One. That's the name of the podcast. I want y'all to check it out. Email me. Let me know how you liked it, what you want to hear more about, all that good stuff. So until next week, this is your man checking out. Peace.